Bonjour everyone, welcome to another episode. We're going to do a little showcase of some loose 1/64 scale die cast today. Today's theme, I thought I'd do a little um, showcase of British vehicles. Without further ado, we'll get started on this. We're really talking about pretty much main lines from different diecast brands, and we'll go from there basically. So I'm gonna start off right now with a little Matchbox. Pardon me. So we're gonna be looking at this little guy right here. So Caterham R500 Superlight. So obviously very small car, light is right, based on the Lotus 7. We've got nice British racing green paint with some yellow striping, reminiscent of the Lotus colors of the time, the time where this thing was actually released. The design of this dates back from the late 50s. So yeah, extremely lightweight, around between 400 and 500 kilos, depending on which model we're talking about. So in pounds, that'd be anywhere between 1,000 and 1,300 pounds. So extremely light vehicles. And engine wise, the modern Caterhams would have anywhere between pardon me, 120 horsepower all the way up to well over almost 400 actually. So you can imagine the R500 Superlight, like this, is the highest output model. So yeah, we're talking about ridiculous performance. We're talking about 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in under 3 seconds. So 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds as well, obviously. But these things are not street legal here, let's just put it that way. All right, so we'll continue on after that nice little, we'll stay in the light is right frame of mind for the next one. Oh yeah, this the little Caterham, that was a dollar store find basically. Damaged card, bought it up, cracked it open, and there you go. And now it sits in front of you. Next one is actually a thrift store find. No, actually it's a flea market find. The Lotus Esprit S1. Elise S1. This is actually a McDonald's car by Hot Wheels. Interesting thing about this one is it's actually metal on metal. I'll show you the base. Yep, so you can see McD Corp 2000 copyright Mattel Hot Wheels. So you've got a weird, cheaper version of the 5 spokes. Oh my god, sorry about that. Cheap version of the 5 spokes. Unfortunately, it is not, I don't know, it doesn't stand exactly right in my opinion. It stands a little bit tall, as you can see, but overall the cast is really good. It's got front detailing. Oh yeah, actually it's got front and back detailing, but that I'll have to confess, I added that front and back detailing. So I added some front lights with some silver Sharpie, and some rear lights as well with some red Sharpie. But I mean, I've added these a while ago. They'd be due for a little just a little dab more color. You got a black interior. I love this lime green color though. Really like this lime green. Find it really looks good. And yeah, lucky find in the flea market. So I'm really happy about that. And I really like the fact also that it's a right-hand drive vehicle. So that's a lot of fun. I like this car. Lotus is first gen Elise like this. I find has a really good style. I really like it. Let's see, next up, I'm going to check on Hot Wheels. We've got this classic Mini. So this is a multi-pack exclusive. Again, not quite British racing green, but very metallic, medium shade of green. See, more like forest green or something like that. So it's got the steelies with the chrome ring. It's got the checker plate or the checkerboard deco on the roof. Racing stripes, white racing stripes on the hood. You have a little air intake that this casting does have. Hot Wheels flame on the roof. You've got a twin center exit exhaust there that you can see. I did add some rear lights and some front lights on this one as well, with the aforementioned method. Front lights actually came out really cool. They seem kind of a little bit ghosted, which is fine. In views of the fact that this car is very aftermarket, it's very modified. I showed you the previous version of the casting where you can take the body off the chassis. Thank you, by the way, Quirky Garage 1999 for pointing that out, that the body could be removed. Shout out to him. Go check out his channel, Quirky Garage 1999. Yep, so this Mini, see a 2014 license date. We've had a lot of variations of this casting. So yeah, I mean, colors, it's been a super treasure hunt before as well. I believe in 2018, something like that. Had a Hot Wheels race livery. So yeah, we've seen that one a lot from Hot Wheels. Let's see, why don't we just stay in the, yeah, we'll stay with the Minis for a while. Minis, okay, so this one though is a new Mini. So I kind of hesitated because technically it's a BMW product. In practice, can't really hide the fact that it's a British design though. So yeah, here's a Majorette Mini. This was a thrift store find. It's in really dark blue with all the white accessories added. If we're talking about paints and stripes and stuff like that. It's got front deco and rear deco. Mind you, it's definitely not in perfect shape, so it's got quite a few flea bites on the trunk, as you can see. One on the door there, small one on the hood. Yeah, so basically we've got the really dark windows. You can't really see through, but there's kind of like a gap, which you can probably see here. There's a gap there that, you know, it pretty much answers the question if there's an interior or no. All you can see is the two posts, basically. Suspension, as you can see. Always cool to get suspension on these cars. So, yeah, very cool one. It's a base model because there's no hood vent on this car. So, it's definitely a base model Mini as opposed to a Cooper S. In the last Mini I'm going to show you today, this was really, I ended up with this car just because I got it in a multi-pack, it's not a model I particularly like, but I did keep it because of the fact it's in the perfect color. So we've got Mini Cooper Countryman casting that came out in 2018 and released 2019 on the pegs. It's you know, in a shade of green that resembles British racing green. You've got the infamous Matchbox 5 spokes. Very well detailed. With the S in the grille, the Mini logo, the lights. The rear end is also fully done with all appropriate badging. Rear lights are well done as well, well tampoed. Cooper S license plate. Got a little aerial that's on top. The top is plastic. Panoramic sunroof, obviously, with a black roof, so that works well. You do have side mirrors on this casting, which is enjoyable. Cool little car. Again, I prefer the two-door Mini, and I'm not an SUV guy per se. But you know, the spec of this one is appealing to me, so I decided to keep it. All right. Next up, we'll start filling up that rear row. So next casting I'm going to show you is another multi-pack, actually from the same multi-pack as the green Hot Wheels Mini that you see here. In that same pack, I got another color variation of the Lotus Esprit S1 in green once more. You're probably seeing a theme a little bit here. So basically we've got nice Lotus Esprit S1 on those chrome lace wheels, black interior. Not my favorite variation of this car, if we're talking about the color. The color variations, not because of the color itself, but because this one does not have rear tampos, whereas the two other variations I have of this car actually does have tampos. So it's kind of sad, because it's a really good color, but you know, no tampo work in the back leads it to definitely not be my favorite. These things are kind of to be expected if we're talking about multi-pack exclusives. You know, they're not going to be as detailed as the just single main line sometimes, especially when we're talking about a car that's not part of a specific case but is really a multi-pack release, just to, you know, like filler using an old casting. But yeah, still got, you know, the Esprit Tampo on the C-pillar, but I mean, it's got nothing else, literally no other tampo work whatsoever. So future detail job maybe, who knows. It's always a little bit darker on the darker colors, but yeah. Alrighty, so next up, how about we switch from Lotus for a little moment and go to Jaguar. So this Jag is from Matchbox. We're talking about the F-Type Coupe, which is a car my spouse really likes. The Coupe itself, and I can understand why. It's a good looking car. This is the pre-facelift version, with the older style, more vertical lights. We've got the twin 10 spokes in chrome, wheel that I do enjoy from Matchbox. The front detailing is really good. The grills are not done though. I'll eventually do those in black, just to give it a little bit more pop and match also the two air intakes that are on the hood. The rear is very well done. Just need a little dab of silver on those those quad exhaust pipes, and I think we'd be fully good to go. You got the F-Type logo, the Jag logo, slightly oversized, but at this scale it's kind of normal. Red lights. You've got a black interior that you can see through the glass canopy of the roof. Side mirrors. It's a very good looking car. Very elegant. Later versions with the V8 and all-wheel drive are complete beasts. Yeah. Pardon me. Thoroughly enjoyable. Let's see. Now let's check out another Jag, but something a little bit different though. The manufacturer that's not super common here in North America, although it's not unknown in any way, shape, or form. And it's more in the 1/64 scale. It's not as common. We have a Jaguar S-Type. Not the best generation of Jaguar, and definitely far from being the most reliable car in any type of measurement. But this one comes in my favorite color for this model at the time when it came out. Kind of looks like a S-Type R. It's not listed as such, but yeah, so green on tan, and it's got a little bit more of a bluish green, very reminiscent to maybe sage green from Aston Martin. Very nice color. You've got details on the front. You also do have a cracked windscreen. Details in the back. Summary details, but still not bad. Couple nicks here and there, but overall, a really good condition car. The Welly wheels on this one actually work really well because they do kind of look like S-Type R wheels. So this was a thrift store find. Here's your base. Pretty nondescript, pretty straightforward. Kind of cool base details. Those would be fun to paint out in silver. So, but yeah, nice little car. Another thrift store find. Next up, we've got, let's get into hypercar territory for a moment, if you please. We have the first release of the Hot Wheels Aston Martin Vulcan. Very cool car. I like the style of this car. I do have a 1/36 scale of this in pullback in burgundy or metallic wine red. This is my little 1/64 version in green, of course. British car is always better in green. Very nicely done. This is a mainline release, I think last year, maybe the year before. It's not very old. And yeah, this is the first release and the best color in my humble opinion. So yeah, it's extremely fast. I mean, I'm not big into like hypercars or super modern cars in general. I'm more of an old school guy if we're talking about the cars I prefer. But this one, the styling of it really speaks to me. I like also that they included a little bit of detail for the front there. The front lights on the bottom, little Aston logo. And the shade of green is something I find it's really nice. So let's see, we'll continue on with how about this is probably one of my, well, actually not probably, this is my favorite British car casting mainline that I probably have in my collection. If we're talking about British cars, this is the Hot Wheels Lotus Esprit V8. So this is the last generation of Lotus Esprit. Technically there's only one body wise, but this is the final iteration almost. So black on tan, we've got the Lotus logo. The on the front we've got also the 5 spokes in staggered fitment in chrome. No rear detailing, but the cast details themselves definitely do show that this would be just prior to the last release of this car. The last release of this car had the middle part of the rear lights as 2 circles, as opposed to this one that does not. These are still the old rectangles that started in the late 80s, early 90s, when the Esprit, I don't even remember the exact model, but it's the same model that Richard Gere drove in Pretty Woman, basically. So that's the final time that they used those rear lights, and yeah. So this is probably in model years. It's probably something like in between 97 and 99. This car picked up brand new on the pegs when it came out, probably 7 or 8 years ago, I believe. 2001 copyright. And the 2001 is actually the year where the final release model came out for the Esprit before the model was actually discontinued. So, all right, another Lotus here, but this time definitely not the same. Got a little Lotus Europa. This is Europa Special. It's got the John Player Special style paint. John Player Special is a cigarette brand that they still had when I was a kid in the stores, but they don't anymore. Won't get too much into cigarettes there, but yeah, this casting is one of my favorites from Matchbox. It's been around ever since the Lesney days. Remember the super fast pink version from the 70s. Pretty cool. Not a whole lot of detail. This had the mid-engined 4-cylinder big valve engine, pushing out 125 to 130 horsepower for a car that probably weighed, I wouldn't say even 2,000 pounds, maybe 750 kilos, something like that. Yeah, chrome interior, not the best, but you know, it gives us those twin chrome fuel filler caps, which is cool. Chrome bumper, and the little tri-spoke knockoff wheels with the middle spokes black, which is kind of surprising, but yeah, I actually had 2 of these and I got rid of one, sold it to a local collector that collects a lot of British vehicles. Sold a copy of that plus 3 or 4 other British vehicles, classic vehicles, to him. Alright, next up, how about we go classic Jag while staying in the Matchbox. So we have here the 54 Jaguar XK120 SE fixed head coupe. Very, very nice vehicle. I like the fact that it's on steelies with the chrome caps. Robin's egg blue almost. Good looking car. This is a style icon right here. This one's fully tampoed, front and rear. It's not in perfect condition. 2 corners on the front wings do have some scratching. Again, this was a thrift store find again. I do have the convertible version. It was more recently released, but this one is really the one I like. So there you go. Very, very nice little car. Sorry, I'm not showing the base every time there. If you prefer that, please leave me a note in the comments if you'd like to see the base of every single car, but some of them are really recent, so I find it's not really something that's worthwhile. So I could be wrong. Everybody has different opinions on that. So alright, next up, this is the second to last one I'll show you. Going back to Hot Wheels. So basically we've got a car that I pulled from multi-pack, and this is one of the cars actually that pushed me to buy the multi-pack, and it's also a car that I'm going to be for the detailing in the future. Got the Triumph TR6 in hill climb spec, seemingly. So white paint, blue scallop on the side, number 4 racing number. Got the chrome bronze Y5s. Very cool car. No windscreen, roll bar, single seat, right hand drive. You know, literally this is a hill climb car. Casting details are great. It's going to be fun to detail. Same for the front. Very well done. Yeah. So, you know, it's a nice little car. I really enjoy it. The white with the blue really complements it well. And again, there were many variations of this car. I think I may have one other one, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. I don't really do like all the variations possible on most of the cars, most of the models, except the select few. I'll just make a tiny bit more room for our last contestant to this little showcase. There we go. A little bit of a view there. Nice little lineup. And last but not least, it's impossible to have a British car showcase without this British icon, a Land Rover. Gotta have a Land Rover, right? So this specific one is a Series 3 pickup, light blue with the white roof, which is a very good color combo. I like this Hot Wheels version a lot. The off-road reels it has on are really nice. One that's replicated in plastic in the bed of the truck. Details on the front. Details on the rear. Gray interior. And this one is left-hand drive. But really, really nice truck. You know, there's no mistaking. When you see one of these, there's no mistaking it for anything else. Love how they did the filler neck detail on that side. Little door handles, door hinges. You know, all the little casting details are really cool. You just look at this and you feel like pulling out the paint pens on the get-go. And this one does have rear view mirrors as well. So there you go. Very nice. Not a truck guy for the most part, but that's a truck I enjoy. So I'll leave you with that. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up. If you want to be notified of future uploads, please subscribe. And of course, comment your feedback. Which ones did you like? What's your favorite? If you want any more info on the castings, I'll be glad to look it up for you. Yeah, till the next video, I hope you have a great day. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.